And now we're standing by for the start of the double ski race. This is one of the fastest events on the program. The two men on the ski can really make this craft move, and the conditions here, it's just the tide has just turned, and I should think that the waves would come up just a little bit, that we've gone past the low tide area, and I think the waves are on the way up. John Donoghue.
Yes, and there's a strong lineup of competitors from all around Australia. We see City of Perth from Western Australia. We've got Torquay from Victoria. We've got Southport from South Australia. And we've got a whole host of clubs here from New South Wales. North Burleigh is represented here from Queensland. So all those top competitors are in the starter's hands. Owen Ramsey, and he's waiting to dispatch him, just waiting for the even break as the broken water comes through, and looking out to sea, trying to give each one of the competitors an even break. Well, we saw Torquay paddling very strongly at Manly Surf Carnival, and of course they're here trying to do the job that they need to do to come through quite very nicely in freshwater. But the crews are now dispatched, and you can see the speed at which they attack the surf. We Anglesea, and right in the middle we have a crew there. Here's a wave that's going to cause some upset to them, but we've got Glenelg, South Australia there, well placed. Southport, South Australia, and going right through in the middle is the Manly pair, Woodton and Bennett, and behind them we have Maroubra coming down. We have Nobbies and also Redhead paddling, Wanda, and down the other side we have the entrance with Chris Bond pushing his partner along very nicely. Torquay is well placed. There's nothing separating any of these paddlers as they proceed out to sea in the double ski race.
Now, if we look at the history of surf lifesaving over the last 10 or 15 years, you'll notice that the craft events are the biggest improvement and development of all. There may be 50% more swimmers than, say, 20 years ago, but now you've got 5 times as many craft competitors in single and double skis. It's quite amazing, John. It's a revolution, isn't it?
Yes, and when you look at the craft and the cost of these craft today, it's an amazing investment by the competitor and the clubs in trying to organise the competitors for discipline in lifesaving.
Well, John, they must follow pretty rigid standards too with their craft. They're all definite specifications, and they examine them before every event. There's no chance of one competitor getting a gap over the other, or 2 competitors as they are here, but they move really fast in these double skis.
Yes, of course, the craft officer for the association is Dennis Green, 5-time Olympian and former Australian ski champion, and he doesn't let anything go. When he looks at these craft, he keeps them very under control. It's the entrance pair in front, Bond and his partner going around the buoy. Now, we saw what happened to Chris Bond on Saturday with the waves coming through, but of course they've got a very handy lead at the moment, and they're paddling very strongly. Into second place is Torquay, running 2 and 3. A little bit behind them is Maroubra, and further back to a pair from Freshwater. But it's the entrance pair that are paddling very, very strongly in perfect timing, heading back to the beach, waiting and looking for any assistance from the wave they possibly can.
Can we point out that we have cameras today, not only on the helicopter up above, but also on the ARB beside them. Now, this is one of the best coverages we've ever had of a surf lifesaving carnival, and look at that shot.
Well, we saw then the pair from Torquay trying to get through, but have a look at this bad surfing. They slewed right off that wave, which was going to give them a tremendous advantage. Torquay are now well placed on the southern side, and they're going to try and pick up this little chop in front of them, and they've got the speed to do it. You watch them run on top of this chop and try and build it into a wave to give them the advantage they require to go across the line in first place. There is a beautiful shot where you see a great bit of surfing and power paddling by the crew from the end. There's Chris Bond, the famous ski paddler, in the front of this craft, and he's paddling and driving his teammate very, very hard. And coming across the line, winning the double ski race, will be the pair from the entrance, led by Chris Bond, and you can see he's a stroke that makes the power and the timing for the paddlers as they come through, and there's a great deal of excitement for the minor places, but the entrance across the line in first place, and look at Torquay coming through. And also it could be the pair from Lorne in Victoria have come right up. Maroubra in third place, and all the crews through. So it probably will be Torquay in second place. Depending on the colour of that cap, whether it's Lorne, Victoria, or Freshwater of New South Wales, I'll bet in Lorne, and Maroubra would be in 4th position. But a great finish in a double ski race, with the entrance being the winners.
So as you saw them, John, the entrance crew first, Torquay second, Lorne third, and the interstate crew is doing very well. In fact, the feature of this carnival, which is billed as the biggest surf carnival in Australia, that's apart from the Australian Championships, as it is traditionally on Australia Day here, are the number of interstate competitors.
Yes, it's interesting. There's something like 100 clubs competing in individual or club events as they come through. And we can see there the perfect timing of this crew from the entrance as they come through. They balance the skis, they've got rudders where their feet are, and of course they're controlling the tail end of their ski, and the nose piece keeps that right up in the air in the power. But there's Chris Bond setting up the timing for the crew as they come through to finish the race.
Well, that's the result as we saw it. No doubt about the winner, the entrance crew from the central coast of New South Wales. Torquay Victoria second, Lorne Victoria third. Maybe they could have finished round the other way, and Maroubra the other crew there, but the entrance have certainly won the event. Now, back in the beach area,